my story, and I'm sticking to it. My keto story.
Hey! Why do I seem to always start to talk to this after I've eaten something? Oh my goodness. Well, we are going on to part 3 of my keto. Yes. Sorry about the throat. Sinuses, as usual. It's in the evening time, so had a dusty job today. Yes, and that affects me too. So anyway, where I left off, I was explaining how I came into knowing that I was either pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic, and what I had to do to try to get myself better. Number one, get some stamina back, and the reason why I didn't want to go to the doctor before I had done this, because as a truck driver, having a medical card, I don't want any of that on my record, right? Because that's, it's not that someone with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes can't hold a CDL, but what it does is they'll put a hold on it. I'll have to, do all kinds of tests, and I basically knew what to do on my own. So I didn't want to bring up any red flags. Was the reason why I wanted to try to heal myself as much as possible before I went to the doctor. So fast forward a little bit there, I kind of told you about my procedure, trying to get my cardiovascular up, as far as keto goes, to tell you the truth, I think I found keto because I was Googling and YouTubing pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes, and it started coming up. That's the only thing I could think of, because I didn't know anybody on keto. So I started doing the research. Now, I'm not a dieter. Probably should be, but I'm not a dieter. I've never really had to focus on that kind of stuff until I went to South Texas, and like I said, I was eating things that weren't really in my normal diet. A lot of tacos. I love tacos, but there was abundance of them, so I kind of thought that's why I was gaining weight. And then as I got sick, the light bulb came on, something was wrong, started testing my blood, bada bing, bada boom, research, keto. So, I did everything from looking at Facebook. I do belong to a really good Facebook group. I'm more of a lurker. I want to absorb information, because anything that right now that I have to say is pretty much nothing that hasn't already been said or asked in the group. You can search engine it. So I'm pretty much just absorbing as much information off the Facebook group. And as far as YouTube and keto, I've got a couple of really good resources. Dr. Eric Berg, he's more on the scientific side of keto, very smart, him and his wife, great videos, recipes. The ones I watch are Keto Connect, Hungry Elephant, oh my gosh, of course I should have written this stuff down, but you can probably go look through my playlist, or my, what do you call them, subscriptions, and see all the ones that I have, to look for different recipes. Now y'all know I drive a truck, so recipes got to be pretty easy for me. So, I had taken the month off. I literally had to take the month off, because I couldn't function. I couldn't do anything. I was so sick. And I just focused on paying attention, redoing my diet, cut out the chocolate. You don't know how hard that was for me. Oh my gosh. I was really tough, but I was scared. I didn't know what to do. These were the only avenues that I had, and I did. I cut it all out. I basically ate meat, uncured meat. Now, you can't just go and buy hot dogs and think that that's going to be keto. It needs to be uncured meats, because cured meats, I'd say 90% of them have some kind of sugar or molasses or whatever in it. So all these people that are, saying they're not, keto's not working for them. Well, it's because you're not working for the keto. You're just not. If you're buying bacon and not looking at, what it's cured with, it basically needs to be just plain raw bacon, smoked maybe, or the meats, the lunch meats, barbecue sauces, coffee creamers, I mean, there's just so many things, and the words for sugar, there's so many different ones. But I was serious about it, y'all. I was not going to be one of those pisser and moaners and criers about, I was going to do it the right way. So if it didn't work, then it just didn't work for me. But I didn't want to be one of, it doesn't work because I'm not doing all the work, right? I mean, you can't, okay, I'll eat steak, salad, but then put corn, eat corn. You can't eat corn. You can't. You can't eat peas. You can't. There's things that you've got to pay attention to. Those things are high in sugar. What else? Breads. I don't care what kind of bread you buy. If it's low fat, low carb, low whatever. If it's made out of wheat, unless it's made with oat flour, or not oat flour, coconut flour, almond flour, psyllium husk, you're sabotaging yourself. Because all the other ones are carb heavy. It is. It just is what it is. So I went hardcore. And yeah, it was really tough. My body, I've never been a drug person. So I don't know what it's like to have withdrawals from alcohol or drugs or cigarettes or, I don't know what that's like. But let me tell you, trying to kick this sugar addiction has kicked my butt. It's tough. I went a week, a little over a week here not too long ago, and we were working so many late hours, I just couldn't cook. And then my refrigerator, in my semi was freezing everything, and it was just a mess. So I was eating truck stop food. Now, they do have some salads, right? I did that, but you want something. I mean, I'd eat a corn dog. It just got really hard. Well, that shoved me right back in to my sugar addiction. So that's been really tough. I feel for anybody that has any kind of addiction, because now I know what it's like. I never had the concept, if it's not good for you, don't do it. Right? I'm one of those. But now I know that sugar has just kicked my butt. And it's tough. And my only saving grace is that because I was in ketosis for so long, and then going off of it, doing that, it's easier for me to go back into a keto diet, because my body's saying, okay, we know this now. Before I didn't know that. Before it was like, piss off at me. I'm not kidding you. Oh my God. But I did it. When I was having the sweet cravings, I had sugar-free Jell-O. That's what I did. When I went to Walmart, I know I pissed people off, because there'd be rows of the sugar-free Jell-O. I took it all. Because the cravings for sweets are just so overwhelming when you're trying to wean yourself off of it. And that's what I did. I just ate sugar-free Jell-O. That's what I did. Breads. That was hard, you know. I do miss, every once in a while, man, I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I have friends that make homemade jams and jellies. I can't do it no more. You know, I don't care how sugar-free they tell you. It ain't. It's not gonna be either. Hey, get your face. She's saying hi, y'all. No, don't look at me. Get back. So I do miss that. I miss all that. Tortillas? Man, there was nothing better than, get out of my face. She's done ate, she's done had her water, she's done potty. So now she just wants my attention. So, you know, tortillas, fresh hot tortilla with real butter. I've always eaten real butter. When I was a kid, we grew up with that, I'm ashamed to say it, that crock pot butter. That was not butter. That was a tub of manufactured chemical. Oh, Lord. And Velveeta cheese, you know, that we used to make our enchiladas out of that. God knows don't be eating that stuff. All the stuff I learned having to go through this has just, I cringe now. The stuff that I grew up with. Top ramen, are you kidding me? I love top ramen. I don't have highfalutin taste. You know, I love top ramen. Like, you can't even eat that. She's gonna have her hug. Okay, now get back. Oh, she does that. Yeah, she needs her hugs. So anyway, and now I'm okay. You know, I'm okay with the no breads, but I do miss, you know, oh, yummy turkey sandwich, turkey tomato sandwich, or there's things that I miss. I do. I'm lucky now. If I want to do that, I can, but I gotta go right back to keto. That was the hardest thing for me when I went off it for the whole week because I was so tired. We worked a lot of long hours, and all I had available was the truck stop food. And there is keto. I keep wanting to do a keto evaluation at the truck stop, but they're not real cool with you walking around with a camera. And they think it has something to do with their competition. Did you break it? You did! Ooh, she finally broke part of it anyway. So I haven't been able to do that. But truck stops do, but you know, when you're not hungry for salami and cheese, you're not hungry for salami and cheese. When you're not hungry for a pickle, you're not hungry for a pickle. But boy, the corn dogs or the fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, oh gosh. Anyway, so the lucky thing, if you can stick to it and get your body into ketosis for at least 90 days. Some people call it a treat day, some people call it a cheat day. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. If you can be strict on yourself, you know, so if you have something the next day that, you know, is going to throw you out of ketosis, but you hop right back on the next day, you're going to be able to get right back into it. Now, that being said, if you're a heavy type 2 diabetic, it's going to be harder. See, I'm not there. I lucked out. I can check my numbers, like if I eat something, and in the morning, I can check my numbers, my fasting blood glucose. You know, it's usually 92 to 100, 102. There's sometimes when it's more than that. It just depends on how stressful, you know, it's been. Because that will affect your blood sugars also. But one of the things I want to say to people, I don't know how long is this? 14 minutes. I might stop here. I don't know. Do you think that's too long? But I got something very important to say. And I don't think I'm going to say it right now. I think I'll wait and do another one because it's kind of lengthy. uh, but it's pretty important. So this is the third part of my keto journey. I hope y'all never have to deal with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. But the next one is going to be talking about testing your blood. But it's more lengthy. You don't even have to be diabetic to do this. So, alrighty y'all. I will yak at you later. Adios. Miss Ginger, you want to say goodbye? Look up here, look. Say goodbye. Oh, she's got to stick her nose to everything. Alrighty y'all. Adios.